Good afternoon. Before I begin my explanation of how you can begin the CPIS step by step, I'd like to speak to you a little bit about the creative side of our business. We're all creative. We're all hairdressers. Something creative brought you to this industry. The first time I walked into 171 Bond Street, November 1964, Vidal came through to the reception and met me, shook my hand and brought me through. He introduced me to a client he had just finished cutting. He gave me a comb. He said, "Christopher, comb the hair through. Tell me what you think." That was it. I knew I was in the right place. Straight away, he was sharing with me his profession. It went on from there. I turned around. He introduced me to some of the boys. I stood and started watching Paul Mitchell, Christopher Brooker, Joshua Galvin. One was cutting a bob, one was cutting an asymmetric. It was brilliant. Why was it brilliant? It was 1964. It was out of the box. I was right in the place I wanted to be at my profession at that time. Vidal had a way of inspiring everybody. What he would do, every evening there would be soirees for the junior stylists. We would learn how to cut the shapes that he had created. How did we learn? Each one of his senior stylists taught the junior stylists, like myself, the ropes. Showed us how to work the system, showed us how to work the sectioning, showed us how to hold the hair down, the hand positions. It was observation and do. There was no school back in those days. It was see and do. And let me tell you, everybody had their eyes wide open and you didn't miss a thing because you wanted to move on. During that period of time, there was an environment of sharing. Let me tell you. One day I was halfway through a haircut and Robert Vidal, who was Vidal's top teacher, fabulous man, great teacher, great haircutter, stopped me, said, "Christopher, that's a wonderful one side that you've just cut. Why don't you let Charles cut the other side?" So Charles Booth came over and he started cutting the other side in, and Robert said, "Watch how he cuts it in." So I did, and it was different, which showed me everybody's creative has a different approach to the system that you were learning. Back in those days, there were no mannequins. You had a live head of hair. The girls from the shops in London, they would queue up outside of the salon. They would jump into the reception, you go through and you would pick a head of hair, and it didn't matter if it was long hair, short hair, curly hair. You just grabbed a head of hair and were happy to be cutting hair. And why was that? Because it was real. You felt the material. You saw the hairlines. You saw whether it laid in. You saw whether it stuck out. You saw the hairline in the front, which way it laid. You saw the crown. So you could make that decision with your teacher how you were going to cut this head of hair. How wonderful. And found a clipper when I was in Europe. It's a German clipper. Here it is. This is a German machine. It's called the Piccolo 55. It's a monster, but it's a beautiful monster. The clipper head disengages and re-engages. Has very large teeth. It cuts slowly through the hair. Speeds up. Slows down for cutting wet. Marvelous. Ladies and gentlemen, before you start, watch as many times as you need to my CPIS videos, Kristen number 9 or Erica number 9. You will find them on YouTube and or on Hairbrained. Watch them as many times as you wish, then to practice. Pick your 2 or 3 of your favorite clients, or practice on each other. Finish your haircut the normal way you would finish it. Blow it out. Keep it pretty much product free so you can run your hands through it. Then you put your hands into the finished cut. You feel the shape. You see what you've done. You see how it moves. Then you take your clipper and you begin to integrate with your hand and your clipper. Feel your hand on the bone structure. Feel the material. Feel the connection to your creativity. Feel yourself soar, because the more you do this, the more you're going to keep saying to yourself, aha, I think he's got something here. This is something new. This is brilliant. This is wonderful. I love it.